student. Now, when we talk about this one, so we know that knowledge is a deep-seated treasure. Knowledge is a deep-seated treasure, and education helps in its manifestation. And every individual has a potential to reach to its perfection. Now, when we are talking of the perfection, it can be in various fields. A child would like to be a perfect in the field of music. A child can be trying hard to be a perfect in the field of maybe preparing some models, which we understand today the children are very much inclined towards artificial intelligence. So with that, they are enhancing their capability. And when we are talking of capability, we are also enhancing our creative ideas and the thoughts. So the pandemic situation has given or opened up a lot of areas where everyone can excel their creative ideas and the thoughts. And this creativity is the buzzword and the keyword. So today we will be discussing about how to overcome the stress. And we have a very eminent person, educationist, as well as an eminent person in the field of law, Dr. Jyotsna Yagnik. She has more than 35 years of experience in the field of teaching. So you can understand that she has immense learning and the potential in the field of the law. And she will be here to uh, discuss about her experience in this pandemic and how we can feel like that this pandemic situation can be easily handled by each and every one of us. So please join me to welcome Dr. Jyotsna Yagnik for her presentation. Madam, please take over and you please continue with your presentation. Dr. Jyotsna.
Thank you. Very respected principal of Sunbeam School, the moderator, my respected co-speakers, all office bearers of Edu University, Edu Solutions, Vidyartham, and students and parents of all the organizations who have done this program in organization or joining with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great pleasure that none else but three eminent education institutions are thinking jointly the need of such program. With my experience as a judge, with my experience as a teacher, and additionally, I have a son as well. So with my personal experience as a parent also, I am fully conversant what is stress. At times it is felt that it is not in our control. But by and large, if we broadly see that what is stress, we can give a simple definition that stress is some event which is not accepted or the result of some event which is not accepted by us. So either adaptability is not there or acceptance is not there, or both the things are not there. Take a small example of a parent. A parent like me who used to be judge would generally wish that my child, if possible, should be a judge. But it can happen that my child has interest in music. If I am reasonable, I will accept that. If I am not, or if I am over ambitious, the mistake which I will commit I will persuade my child to join my line, thinking that to be judge is a matter of great dignity. It is. But my son can have difference in thought. My son has every right in democratic setup. My son has right to think otherwise. And even that can be better. I should not have close thinking that only to be judge is the best, or if I'm a principal of some law college, or if I am a pro vice chancellor, I can't think that only the line of education is very, very good. No, that's not true. So the first and foremost thing is that stress is nothing but lack of adaptability and non-acceptance of either some event happening in our day-to-day life or the result of it. Now, the most important thing is that even our religion also it is said that whatever is happening for your best. In the same way, it is taught us right from the childhood. And in our experience also, the more we grow up, the more aged we are, if you see, look to the balance of your life, look to the balance sheet of your life. Today, in 2021, you can realize that something which had happened in 2014 or maybe 18, for which I was very sad, I was not ready to accept. If would not have happened, I would not have achieved this. So we have to accept that there are pros and cons of everything. There are two sides of everything. Transformation is permanent, eternal process. What was yesterday a big thing, today very common. Yesterday, if my son does not know three threes are, I may be disturbed. What will happen to him? His logic will not be sound, his maths will be poor. Today, calculator has reduced that burden. Good if someone can still learn, someone can still cram, someone still can prepare, good. But if not, there is calculator to his disposal. And that is big thing. When I had been to abroad, I was astonished that if you go to a shopkeeper to purchase anything, the shopkeeper will never count it with either his memory or orally. He would immediately touch to calculator as soon as you purchase two things. If you purchase singular item, that is okay. But if you purchase more than one, they will immediately take aid of calculator. So all new things has softened our life, but you have to accept it. What is happening in pandemic? In the initial stage, we were shocked and surprised, and so many people were thinking that maybe 1, 2, or 3 years of children will be spoiled. But if we see, online teaching has been done so well throughout not only throughout the country, throughout the globe. And let me tell you, at that time I was pro vice chancellor, and I have done a small research, so I can tell you that in the beginning, when the presence was physical, the attendance was somewhere between 60 to 70%. Online, the attendance is generally 95%, because the troubles of coming, going, transport, etc., getting ready, everything is reduced. The child has to be at home, he can't go out. So, for good time passing, what is the way out? To see the classmate faces, to see the teachers, they'll come online. So easy. And 95% presence. So the attendance has increased. In the beginning, we were worrying that how we will be able to impart education. But at that time, with cool mind, if you accept, you will find that though pandemic is the worst situation of our life, but even that has also benefited our student. The student have become more sincere. The examination were initially agitated by the student. Later on, when the examination was imposed to maintain their quality of education, it was also accepted by them. And rather, after the first paper, they were very happy. They are feeling that we are not pass in mass promotion, but we have given examination and we have been pass on our merits. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever happens in life, we have to not forget the half glass attitude, the concept of half glass. Half glass water can give you a message that, oh, it's only half glass, but the very same glass can also give you message that it is yet half glass. I can add and increase more water. So nothing to worry. That is called positivism. So most of the issues are related with negativity. Negativity within, as far as students are concerned. At times, the negativity of the parent is also adversely affecting the students. We have to trust Almighty, we have to trust our own children. If we are good, by and large, out of 1999 cases, our children will be all right. Maybe in some age like 14 or 15 or 16 or 17 or maybe up to 20, they may have some weird demand or weird behavior. But if we will understand them, if we remember that we were also of this age in some time, if we understand we too had some sort of liking for the opposite sex, we will take it in a very positive spirit. It's very natural. Most of the thing our children are doing are very, very natural thing. But it is what within us, the bundles of our liking and disliking, pride and prejudices, make it difficult. So we have to forget those pride and prejudices. When I'm teaching judges, I'm only telling them one thing, that see, dear friends, you have become judges. You have to adjust someone's behavior, because after all, what is law? Law is nothing but a test of human behavior. Whether the human behavior, whether the conduct of a human behavior is as per norms settled by the society. What are norms of settled by the society is law. Is it according to that? One has to accept it. So if you look to that thing very positively, if you consciously see to it, that negativity within us not only doesn't enter, but if it has entered, it's our duty to eliminate it, to remove it, and to replace it by positivity. Then in no circumstances we can have any difficulty. Look here, I give you one small social example. When some of our relative goes to abroad, maybe USA, Canada, Australia, etc., after going there, while they're studying, what do they do? They generally have some job in the hotels or motels. They take order, to whom we call waiter over here. Some of them clean vessels in the machines. Some of them take up cleanliness job. But sitting over here, what we say? Oh, he has got job in USA. He is at you. He or she is at USA. Because our lenses are such that one who has gone abroad, one who has settled there, is bound to be very clever. But in India, if some student will be waiter, will say, oh, after being graduate, you are doing waitership. We have to understand that no work on this earth is small if it is connected with honesty, positivity, and for the cause of society. It can never be small. The job of the sweeper is also a very big job, as the teacher is. Because with lot of material, if I go to classroom to teach my student, but if the classroom is not clean, so every person has some or other importance. But it is our setup in which we have given more importance to one person and less importance to other person. So we need to change from within if we have so far not changed. Gita has also told us sense of witnessing the event. If I only witness the event even happening in my life, I will seldom look at it as some sorrows or as some mishappening. I will say that I am a witness. Thing come, go, it passes away. Like I am seeing a movie. So, for small things, if we don't understand this as a parent, it will create havoc for our children. If we understand that, we will be able to teach our children to take it very positively, to take it very lightly, to take it very joyfully, and to understand the life in the same way. Life is fun, full of fun. If we tell our children that whatever is happening, there is fun in it, then they will look life with that lenses. So parents are giving lenses in the beginning of the children's life, then after the similar job is done by the teacher. And therefore, not only parent and student are responsible for managing stress or coping up the stress in this pandemic, but teachers are equally responsible, because one teacher is like 100 mothers. So the place of teacher, Chanakya has said that the biggest architect of the society is teacher, and therefore teacher have also a great responsibility to be discharged. With this, as I understand, stress management is not a difficult job. Only what we need is to change our lenses. Only what we need is to look word with different eye. Only we need to change our inside. If you change yourself, the transformation happening around you will be accepted. Pandemic can come and go. We have to accept it as hard reality of the life. We have to teach our children to accept it as hard reality and not to be panic of it. It happens. Even if you are admitted in the hospital, it's not in your control. It happens. But what is in your control is that whatever guidelines are given to you, have a mask or have a social distancing or have a physical distancing, that and all we should maintain and accept that for examination, for teaching, for learning. No much you and cry should be made. Otherwise, there will be all around negativity, there will be all around gloominess. We want this world to be like a beautiful garden where different colors of flowers are there, where different fragrances are spread, where different fruits are there. And parents, we have to understand that no garden looks beautiful but only similar kind of fruit or only similar kind of flower. Like garden has varieties of fruit, varieties of flower, our children has also varieties of ambitions to shape and make their career. We should give them complete freedom. We should not come in their way. We should not impose our ambitions on their head. And if that and all is look after, I think we can have a very happy and great life. Thank you so much to all the three organizations to have given me this wonderful opportunity to speak to all of you on this very important and very timely subject. I'm also thankful to my both the co-speakers as well as all the students, parents, and teachers who are over here. Thank you so much.
Let the world be a garden of beautiful flowers. Let the world be a garden of joy, happiness, and well being. This is what the essence of today's talk by Honorable Dr. Jyotsna Yagnik. Madam, definitely we all wish that all our children, when we are talking of the globe, they live happily. When we come across some difficult things which the children are facing across the globe, we also feel the same pain which the parents are feeling over there. But our prayers are always there that all the students, let them live very happily, joyful, let them bloom for their entire life. Now, ma'am has very rightly pointed out that what is stress? Stress is a event which is not accepted by us. So when we are not able to accept a situation, it leads to the stress. And she has tried to explain with her own examples and giving examples of her experiences. So students are here, friends are here. It is very important that we have to get along with the process to understand the situation. Rather, I will say that deconstruct it and look it from with a fresh idea, fresh view. What is the situation? Why it happened? And probably we will be able to get a better idea about the situation, and that will help us to come out of the stress, overcome the stress. Ma'am has also cited that our prejudices, like we have the likeness and we have some dislike for certain events, certain maybe our own personal thinking, that also brings stress in our mind. But again, ma'am said that when it is the pandemic is going on everywhere, there is a hue and cry about how the education has to continue. The online teaching has come up as an important and efficient tool. And the students, those who are here attending the session, I believe that they are also understanding that this online education has brought a paradigm shift in their learning quotient. So sitting at home, you are getting your lessons, you are able to surf the net and get into a lot of other stuff which is required for your understanding. So the technology which is now moving fast to enable the education in a proper way, probably EdUniverse and Vidyartham are going ahead with that parameters. They are bringing new ideas, new dimensions into this one. So the child will be able to assess themselves in a proper way so that the learning is more meaningful. When again we are talking of the learning, the word which is important for everyone is that the knowledge which we are getting from various platforms, how we put it into its application. So students and the parents, those who are here, so every knowledge which you get into that one, into your life, try to understand that it will have some impact in the process of the life, and it is always better that you experience the learning. Now, now, when we are talking of the stress, so the topic is quite interesting, and our keynote speaker, Dr. Jyotsna, has already given a very nice overview of this one. Thank you, Jyotsna ma'am, for your these valuable inputs into today's dimension of the education process.
Thank you.
And here, thank you, ma'am. And when we look into this one, uh, our mind, if we look into this one, mind also has some space. And when because we see the things which are around us, that is the space we are looking for. Every person is looking for some space, and nowadays we think like the space what we are talking of, it is there in the mind also. And the mind is a living being, it thinks, it is a working part. And that mind which thinks, it also at times it can move towards the left, it can move towards the right. When I'm talking of latent light, I'm talking of the thought processes. And every human being tries to bring an equilibrium into that one, and that balancing of the thoughts which are going around in the mind of a person is the skill which they develop with their understanding of a thing in a better way. And who can be the better person to explain about the balancing of the mind in a stressful situation? None other than Ms. Somdatta Banerjee. We have an eminent psychologist in the field of the psychology, and Madam is an expert in helping the students and particularly in the child psychology. We are very fortunate that Somdatta Banerjee ma'am is there with us. I invite Somdatta Banerjee ma'am to continue with her presentation. Please welcome Somdatta ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to once again, I have become a part of this beautiful webinar today. I thank the organizing team, the organizing committee for such a lovely program. And a very good evening to my dear students, those who have joined the session, as well as their parents. So the topic for today is stress management of the parents and students during this crucial time. As we all know, the past 1.5 years, it's like we are facing the pandemic situation. So I have a small presentation. Sir will be presenting that in front of all of you. And I'll just focus on few important points, and rest detail. I have given some important slides also in the PPT. You all can go through that. So when we are talking about stress management, as ma'am beautifully, she gave many good examples. I was hearing each and everything what ma'am Dr. Yagnik, she said. It was lovely. Thank you, ma'am, so much. It was beautiful. And we all know that there is a lot of parental pressure. We also have faced during our time. Now also the same thing, maybe it will go on in future also, that parents, the choice of taking up subjects after class 10 and then going to college, which subject, which stream they are going to choose. Parents play a very important role. And many such incidents we have seen, as well as we are facing today, that you have to take science only, you have to go for mathematics, or you have to become a doctor or an engineer or something like that. So these things are there, but when we're talking about stress management during pandemic situation, few very important things which I will like to highlight in today's webinar. The first thing is that, as Mr. Palit rightly said, that this particular situation is nothing, it's not in our hands. This is the first time ever mankind is maybe witnessing such a pandemic situation for such a long period of time. So dear students, for all of you, just think it like this, or take it like this, that it's not only happening to you yourself, it is happening to everyone. All of us over the world for past 1.5 years, we are facing this. And as human beings, we all know that we can adjust ourselves best. We are adjustable. We try to adapt ourselves, as ma'am just now said. We have to adjust. We have to fight with the situation instead of just, turning our face away. Take it as a challenge that we will come out of this pandemic very soon, and keep positivity in us. So there are a few points which I want to highlight for the parents, especially because nowadays the parents and the students, they are having maximum amount of time. Maybe the parents are working from home. Students are also having online classes. So they are having a lot of time together. Initial days of pandemic, maybe we saw that many of them were doing the extracurricular activities, dancing, singing, so many other good things we used to see in social media, uploading different things. But after 1 year or 1.5 years, maybe the child is also thinking, no, I'm getting bored of all this. It's a long period of time. I'm staying at home with parents. And maybe sometime we find that there are a lot of clashes, a lot of thinking, difference in thinking comes up between the parents and the students. So how to cope up with this in this situation? How are we going to handle our children? I am into psychology for quite a long time now. I am a teacher myself. I teach psychology also. So I can understand from the perspective of a child or a student, what is going on at the back of their mind. Because this year being last year also, but this year more, being such an uncertain year, still we don't know whether the board examinations are going to take place, what is going to happen, how their marks will be given. So many of them, maybe they had a lot of plans of going outside Kolkata, outside India. They had a lot of dreams. They might think that, no, everything got shattered. We don't have anything else to do. These 2-3 years, everything got shattered. What will happen to us? We are losing out most important years of our life. So dear students, my suggestion is, don't think like this, because maybe in the long run, in future, these 2 years or 3 years, we all are facing this, will not matter much. Once you get established, once you have a good career, this will not be, we will not going to remember this anymore later on. So parents and students, both of you, parents and children, when parents are giving a lot of time to their students, to their children at home, how are you going to manage? Like, there will be some clashes, thinking problem and all this. So I have a PPT in front. If we can, I have given some tips also for handling the students during this pandemic situation. How can we fight stress together, actually cope up with stress? Sir, if we can have the PPT in front, then just slide wise, I will not take much time, because we have another very famous speaker with us. Yeah, first thing, what I have given in my slide, as we all know, that mental health is a very important topic. We are discussing on and off about mental health. Unlike few years back, nowadays it's very important for all of us to know what is mental health. And the very important thing is, still in our society, there's a lot of stigma or taboo which is there regarding mental health. When we have any physical problem, we go to a doctor. But when we have some psychological issue, some mental health issue, we hesitate to go to a doctor. Maybe we don't discuss with anyone. We just keep it to ourselves. That becomes a problem. Students always try to think it like this, that it's not only you who are facing the problem. All of us, like you, me, all of us, everyone has got problems in life. Our life cannot be without problem. Every stage of life, we have problems. But we should know how to fight with that problem. Take it as a challenge instead of just, avoiding and going away from it. That is the first most important thing. It's a taboo, it's a stigma in our society, but I'll say that please try to talk about it, communicate more, communicate to someone who is a very important, on whom you have 100% trust. You know that I'm going to share this with you. That person is not going to disclose it with anyone. I have confidence in that person. Maybe not your parents, maybe somebody else, a friend or anyone in the family, or maybe outside. So the first thing is mental health issues have increased, that we all know. Amount of stress has increased. So if we can go to the next slide, I will just show there are two types of stress. Ma'am has already given a very nice definition of stress before me. So I'll just show that there are two types of stress. In the next slide, you will see. This is very important for us to know that always when we talk about stress, we think that stress is something negative and it affects us badly. But for students, I will tell you in the next slide, if we can see, we will see there are two types of stress. This is for COVID-19, a general slide. Yeah, after this, we have one slide where it will be showing there are two types of stress. The first one is called eustress and the second one is called de-stress. Okay, so not much people they know about it. Eustress is something, I'll say, which is good for us. When we have to work, we have to do some performance, we have to study for our examination, we need an electric current to push and to give our 100% effort in that. So that is called eustress, something which is positive. That amount of stress is required by all of us for peak performance. But de-stress is something which is negative, which is bad. And as we are talking about now, we are trying to cope up with stress. Every day, all of us are at home trying to fight and cope up with using different stress management techniques. And that too, individuals vary how they are going to, what are the techniques they are going to use for managing stress. So for parents, I will tell there are, in the next slide, we can see that there are some important points for the parents, which I wanted to share today. That obviously COVID-19, as we can see, it has got a lot of impact, it has changed the whole education system. Online education all over the world, maybe next 2-3 years, the same thing is going to continue. Students have adapted, teachers have adapted, we all are trying to cope up with a new system. Parents also have to play a very important role. Teachers are playing, obviously, parents, as we know, first important person in a child's life is obviously parent, family, then comes teacher. So parents have to be by the side of the child. In fact, it's difficult time for them. They have to understand each other, communicate better, communicate more with each other, and find out some quality time which they can have with each other. Apart from studies, or maybe the parents are working, take out some time for each other to sit and just talk and watch some good movies together, give time to each other, which we did not do before, maybe because the child used to stay in school or outside, so hardly we had time to spend with our parents. So here I have given, in this slide you can see, I have given some important tips for the parents especially. Now, first point is, if you can see, limit the amount of time spent talking about COVID, the first point. I think all of us will agree that a lot of information and a lot of news and so many negative, 99% are negative news coming in different social media, newspaper, whole day we are watching. I think that is the most difficult and bad thing which we are doing. We should stop. We should get the information, obviously some authentic news and important information, but try to just avoid this. Instead of we can utilize that time in doing something better. Instead of just going on reading newspaper and getting how many people are dying where there is no oxygen, how many hospitals are having less amount of beds and all this. That's the first important thing. So stop and talk, limit the amount of time. As we are talking to the child, try to just find out some time for something else, not about only COVID, because this is the only thing which is around us. Second is acknowledge your child's feelings and own it's okay to be scared. This is very important. All of us are scared. All of us are under a lot of huge tension and stress. We don't know what is going to, everything is uncertain. But as parents, I will please suggest the parents that a child's feeling, try to acknowledge that, try to understand why the child is thinking in this way. That is very, very important. It is okay to be scared. You have to make the child understand. We have to understand that in this situation, all of us are scared. It's not only he or she or me. The whole world is in a very uncertain and scary situation. And talk and share about all good things that are happening around you. So instead of only talking about all this COVID and all this negative news, let us discuss and talk about some good things, or maybe whatever we have done before, whatever the child has done before, the good things, we should try to highlight those much more. Let go of expectations regarding your child's grades and academics. This is the very important, crucial point. I know parents are worried what is going to happen about the marks, academics, performance, result. In the beginning only, I said, please try to keep away from this, because more you discuss this, the child gets more stressed and nervous. As ma'am rightly said, whatever we as parents do or think, same thing gets transferred to our child. Now relax if it's okay if your child has more screen time. Yeah, we know this is a very difficult problem because screen time has increased for the child, and we don't have any control on that. Previously, we used to say that stop using mobile phone, but we are, as parents, we don't have any option. Children are spending a lot of time in the mobile phone. So we have to see that apart from that particular time, maybe 2 hours, 3-4 hours, rest of the time she is away from the phone. Maybe she is doing some other extracurricular activities. Try doing things together as family. So this is the best time when we can do something which we have not done before. We can do some extracurricular, some cooking, some good things together. Parents can, just give the ingredients to the child. There are so many videos nowadays in YouTube. So together parents and child can do something together. That will encourage the child also. Work on your relationships and also take out small moments for self too. So this is very important. Parents should also give some time to themselves. That is very, very important. So be by the child, be by the student. Another very important point which I wanted to add, ma'am said, that very important is the type of parenting style, we call. Like parenting styles are different. We have different kinds of parenting styles. One is called authoritative style. I am Hitler, and whatever I think as a parent, I am myself a parent of a son, so mother of a son. So whatever I think my son is going to do, that is called authoritative style. And the other one, which is the good one, that is democratic style. So this style where the child and the mother or the parent, they sit together, they talk and come to a common decision. So it's always important that you be a democratic parent instead of being an autocratic parent. So, sir, the next slide, these are the tips which you can follow for handling stress during this situation. Quickly, if we can go to the next slide. Yeah, ways to manage stress. Now, as I said, individual difference, we all are different from each other. Students, you all are different. So handling stress, coping with stress, we use different techniques. It's not that whichever technique I am best for me is going to be best for you. So I have given some common points. We all know how what we should do, doing yoga in the morning, keeping a routine for ourselves. During online classes, we know that the whole timetable and the routine has changed because we are sitting in the cozy corner and having the classes whole day. We are just logging in. Maybe sometimes we are not switching videos and all, but try to follow a routine which you had previously. So just try to do that, and yoga, exercise, and all these things. Obviously, I've given some points here. So those can also help in coping stress. You have to search and look for the best coping strategy for yourself. So the next slide. Yeah. So thank you. I will not take any more time because we can say many other things also, but hope I have given little bit light to the topic which has been decided for today. And parents, thank you so much for joining. Students also, please stay safe, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Somdatta ma'am. Wonderful ways you have given tips, 29 tips to the students. And the first one among the tip was that breathe. So breathing is very essential because as we are aware that today, how important it is for us to have the level of oxygen. Everybody is talking of level of oxygen, but breathing is a very good exercise. Inhale and exhale. There are rhythmic exercises for that one, pranayam and other things. I will definitely suggest all the students, those who are present here, children, take out some time and definitely improve your breathing exercises, breathing activity, and that will be a very good thing for you to come out of the stress, if at all it is there with you. I don't know whether you are in the stress situation. I believe that you don't. I don't want that anyone to go through the stress. But as Madam explained to you that there are two types of stress: eustress and de-stress. Stress is essential in the life. Without stress, you will be not able to understand what are the challenges before you. So you have to read the challenges of your life and convert the challenges into opportunities. So those challenges will come across you, whether when you are in the student or if you are an adult person, there will be challenges. But it is your all the things which you face the challenges, you can convert into an opportunity, and that is the skill, and that is what you have to do. If you take a filament bulb, when the electricity passes through it, it glows. If there is no electricity, the bulb will not glow. But if excess of electricity is there, that is the voltage goes high, the bulb will fuse. So in that context, I can say that stress is required. If the stress is there, then you will glow. But don't take over stress. That will bring some type of imbalance in you. So therefore, it has to be very carefully monitored by an individual, by the family members, that a person in the family are not in the stress. And as Somdata ma'am very rightly pointed out, that we hesitate, we avoid to discuss our problems, our issues in the life. So when it continues, it lingers. So then we move into a situation where the mental health and other things get disturbed. So it is better that we communicate. This is again a very, very essential point which has come up through ma'am's presentation. Communication, open up all your channels for the communication. Find a partner in your life where you can communicate. More you communicate, I think you heal yourself. Self-healing is very important, and self-healing can be done when you are able to communicate with our friends, with our known persons, so that will be there. So students are here, parents are here, my friends are here. I personally, I feel like that it is very important. I will suggest a small game if anyone can play. Anyone can play a game with this one in the family. You can sit and ask that. Uh, of the week which is today, we are Saturday. So this is called rose, bird, and thorn. So everyone has to identify what was beautiful for me for this week. That will be the rose. Thorn, maybe some difficult situations. We have to identify, and if you tell somebody, and the bird can be that what you going to expect something for the coming week. So if we play this simple game, so maybe our communication is increasing in the family. If 4 people, 5 people are there, 2 are there, husband and wife, they can also play. So they can understand each other in a better way. So that is how our communication has to go up. And this is how we can bring more better situations in all our lifestyle. Now, when we talk about the mental health, at the same time, it is more important is our physical health, our fitness, our daily routine, how we maintain the physical health good. Everybody knows that both the things are very much interrelated and interconnected, your physical activity and your mental activity. So we have with us Madam Saraswati Sriram, a very experienced person, a very knowledgeable lady in the field of physical fitness. She is an yoga expert. She is a trainer. She is helping the people, those who are in the COVID situation. So she is helping them in the online mode, how to keep themselves stable. And she is doing a wonderful, wonderful thing for all the people, those who have come across her. And we are fortunate that Madam Saraswati Sriram is with us. I will request Madam Saraswati to please continue with your presentation. Please welcome Saraswati ma'am. Madam, you can proceed. You please unmute yourself. You are in the mute. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. And thank you, EdUniverse and Vidyartham for having me here and to share my views on stress management. I think all our senior people have spoken about the stress and how to manage it. Yagik ma'am said that acceptance. If you accept, then you will not have stress. And Soma ma'am already explained, no, what is stress and distress. So what I will do, I will just take it one step ahead. Let me talk about the physiological changes. What changes you go through when you take stress. Okay, you may be some of the things you may be able to relate. Okay, so now this past 1 year we have been seeing, because of this pandemic, the stress has taken a toll on everyone's health, not only children, parents, teachers, everyone alike. Okay, so what I would like to say is, first, Chinmay rightly said that physical and mental both are related, actually. So whatever happens in your mind manifests itself physically in the form of a disease, or whatever happens in your body affects your mind. Okay, it works both ways. Okay, so for that, let me just tell you, give you a small knowledge. When you take stress, what happens? How will you come to know physically that stress has happened? Immediately, what happens is here, right in the top of the brain, the nerve starts constricting. Okay, then it passes straight to the spine. Okay? From the midbrain, it goes to the spine, and from the spine, it goes like a chain reaction. All the nerves and the muscles accordingly, they get contracted. Okay, and when they get contracted, they affect different parts of the body. Then it manifests itself in the form of a disease. So when you come to know something has happened to your body, then you should be able to connect, oh, I have taken some stress. That is why it has affected my physical health. Okay. And the second thing which I want to say, the very beautiful thing which Soma ma'am showed, deep breathing. Yes, breathing is also very much connected. So let me just tell a few things. You might have seen rabbit breathing, not seen, you might have heard rabbit breathing, right? It breathes very fast and shallow. And you might have seen a dog breathing, right? Dog breathes with the mouth open like that, with the tongue out, right? Now, what is the lifespan of a dog? What is the lifespan of a rabbit? The lifespan of a rabbit is hardly 9 years. And the lifespan of a dog, you can say around 14 years, if I'm right, 14 to 50, not more than that. Correct? So what it shows, our breathing should be very slow, calm, and rhythmic. So have you seen an elephant? What is the lifespan of an elephant? It is more than 100 years. And tortoise, it's around 200 years. So what is the reason? The elephant is so strong, it's huge, right? But still it is so strong that it can even attack a lion. Correct? So you're able to understand. So all the trick lies in that breathing. How slowly, calmly, and rhythmically you can breathe. That is the trick of avoiding stress. Okay. So even we can improve our lifespan. When can we improve our lifespan? That is, if you keep yourself healthy, irrespective of what is happening outside. See, this is acceptance, like how Yagik ma'am said. It is you have to accept it. It is happening around the world. It is happening with everyone. Okay, that you have to accept. No, but how are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to save yourself? That is where the de-stressing factor come from. How can you prevent that stress from happening to you? Okay. So for that, I would like to just show you 2-3 exercises. It is not even exercise. It is just a small, first let us, everyone, you can even switch on your video and repeat. So we will just start with one activity, simple activity. Okay. All of you can feel your breath with your hand. You all can please switch on your video if you want. Feel your breath with your hands. With the back of your palms, you can feel your breath. All of you can do that. It will hardly take a minute. Okay, you will realize that only one one nostril is active, right now. Correct? One nostril is active. Okay. Now, please do one small activity with me. All of you, please take up this Namaste Mudra. Okay, it's a very simple technique. It is there in our culture. I'll explain to you later. Okay, all these fingers should be joined like this. Okay, simple Namaste Mudra. Okay, yes. Now you can gently drop your eyelids. Close your eyes. Yes. Now take your attention to your breathing. Take your attention to your breathing. Just observe your breathing. Yes. Now slowly open your eyes. Now again feel your breath. Feel your breath again with both your hands. Take it close to your nostril. Now what did you observe? Can any one student tell me? Any student is there? I think I can see some Shriyastu Dash. Okay, can you switch on your the audio and tell me what did you feel? You could feel anything?
When I checked it, ma'am, it became the breathing rate was slightly a little bit higher.
And after you observe?
Ma'am, it became a little lower.
Superb. Superb. Hey, this child deserves a big round of applause. Okay? He really deserves a big round of applause. That
Thank you.
means when you observe your breath, when you are concentrating on your breath, your breathing rate becomes slower. And my dear Shriyastu, did you observe one more thing? Both your nostrils might have become active. Please check.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
both your nostrils have become active.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, after doing, is it not a simple thing? Very simple thing. Both your nostrils became active. And what happens? We all have nerve endings here. Some of you may be biology students also. And you need not be a biology student to understand. We all have nerve endings here. Okay. And when you join this palm, what happens? The energy, okay, from the left nerve endings of the left hand gets connected to your right brain, and the nerve endings of the right hand gets connected to your left brain. Then both the hemispheres of the brains become active. Okay, when they become active, whatever you set out to do, you will get success in that. That means your mind has become calm and cool. The task which you have not been able to do before, you will be able to do it. Because both your brains have become active. Your attention power improves. Your concentration improves. Correct? So these are the few advantages. The moment your concentration and attention power improves, you can do very well in your academics. Okay, I think that's why we all have joined here. How to improve you reduce the stress and improve your academic performance. This is just one example. Okay, now what if we cannot go out right now, right? Because the virus is spreading in the air. Now what if you are finding it difficult to breathe? If you're finding it easy to breathe, you can simply follow this. What if you are not able to breathe properly? So what you should do, I'm just giving you some tips. I'm not teaching you any difficult asanas. To improve your breathing, what you should do is, you all can try it along with me, all the students, even the parents. You all can try with me. Okay? If you are finding it difficult to breathe anytime, okay, not only during this pandemic, even otherwise, if you're finding it difficult to breathe, immediately it should strike. Okay, my lungs are getting congested. So you take this position. Okay, just slowly drop your elbows down. Okay, and then put your chin like this. Okay, put your chin like this. Okay, Now, when I put my chin, what happened? My body was in a slanting position. That is, my chest is in the lower position and my back is in the upper position. So if you remain in this position for some period of time, at least 15 to 20 minutes, you have to be in this position so that your lungs become clear. Okay. As I said, we should not every time be talking about this pandemic, as Soma ma'am said, but just in case of emergency, just in case you find it difficult to breathe, before going to the hospital, you can do this first aid. Okay. This itself will show how you are responding to stress. Okay. You should respond to stress, not react. Like how that man said correctly, how you respond and not react to stress. Okay. So this is one thing you have to do. The first one is, as I showed you, you do this Namaste Mudra before any activity. In fact, before every class, before an English class, maths class, science, history, before every class, you should make it a habit. Okay. Even parents, for everybody, this is useful. Even parents can test this technique themselves. Okay. Now what? The next thing is, these two are regarding breathing. The third thing is one pranayam called as Brahmari. Now, the latest research has shown that the country Canada has come out with a nasal spray which can directly kill the virus. When you spray it, you can kill it. But in India, many doctors, those who are already MD, MS, in their medical field, they have done research and they said that this the vibration of this Brahmari can create that nitric oxide. See that the spray is made up of nitric oxide, which kills the virus. But our Indian yogis and doctors, they did research and they have found when you do this Brahmari, that vibration creates, while you're taking in the air, it consists of major part of nitrogen and less oxygen, right? Yeah. So when you do, because of this vibration, what happens? It creates that nitric oxide and it kills the virus. Okay. So I will just show you how to do that pranayam. Okay. You can just sit in any comfortable position, whether on a chair, whether down or anywhere, whichever position is comfortable to you. But only the condition is your back should be erect. Your spine should be erect. Okay, that is what is told in Bhagavad Gita also. Samakaya Shirogriva. Whenever you sit, even on a chair for studies also, your back should be erect. That is Samakaya means your back, Griva means neck, and Shiro means head. So all these head, neck, and spine should be in a single line, straight line. Okay. So keeping that position, you have to inhale first. Okay. You can also join me in this. Slightly touch your tongue in the upper palate, hard palate. Just touch your, okay, enough. Then you can feel that vibration. Okay. You have to take a deep, long inhale and then chant. Everyone can join with me. We can do 3 more rounds like this. Close your eyes. Take a long, deep inhalation and then chant of Brahmari. Okay. Inhale. Just one more round. Inhale. Relax. Slowly and gently open your eyes. Okay. This pranayama, but you have to do it at least 15 times for that, more than 15 times for that nitric oxide to get produced in your nose. So as a prevention, you can do this daily. It's a simple pranayam, doesn't take time. Please make it a family time. Like everybody can do it together. Okay? And not only that, if you do it before school, before your school time or your classes time starts, this will help you to keep your mind calm. Okay? Then you will be able to pay attention to what the teacher says. Okay? You will be able to digest what the teacher says. Then after the class is over, what happens? Most of the times I have seen, only the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes you remember very clearly. Oh, the teacher said this. Oh, that sir said like that. Okay? But after the 10 minutes, you tend to forget. Oh, you have to open the book again. Oh, what did he say? What did that sir say? Like that. Correct? So the teachers are doing their best. They are doing their, they're giving their best to, make you all understand. Right? So even the parents, even you all can do this pranayam. I know that you are also having your share of stress in dealing with the child in this the new normal, which Chinmay sir was talking about. You're also under stress. So it is good for you also. So please, parents and children, make it a family time. Okay? And practice this, whatever I said. And please try and practice that exercise which I said. Okay? Now, apart from this, okay, one physical activity which I would like to say is, this is for breathing. I have given you. Okay? Yeah, only one last exercise which I would like to say is, you can carry the weights. I will just show you how you can make yourself physically active. Okay? Parents, please listen. For us, physical activity is very important, especially for the children, to reduce their stress. Directly, if you ask them to relax, they will not relax. Okay? And not only that, we are all confined inside our homes, right? For the past 1 year, we have been confined. We have no sunshine, no sunlight. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is, because of lack of sunshine, because of lack of physical activity, what happens? The level of calcium and vitamin D reduces in our body. Okay? Especially children's body. We have to pay attention to them. So research has shown during the growing years, the children have to do maximum physical activity. Okay? Otherwise, the level of calcium and vitamin D will come down. So what the physical activity the children do at this age, growing age, have a big impact on their health or in their growing years when they become adults. Okay? So you don't have to hit the gym or do any vigorous exercise there. Whatever is available at home, you can take these 2 bottles filled with water. And what happens when the calcium and vitamin D comes down? Their bones become weak and they get muscle cramps and they become more prone to injury. Okay, that's why please make them do these exercise. Children, you need not go to the gym, okay, to do heavy exercise. Just take your 2 bottles in your hand and then keep them like this. See all the tendons here, no, at each joint, the tendons are there. It is the tendons which carry the weight, not just the muscle. So we have to give eccentric kind of exercises to the tendons. So you can keep like this. I will just show you. If you can do it without weights, you can join me. Otherwise, you can just watch me. Even without weights, you can just do this. Now like this. Inhale, exhale. Please, you can join me. Inhale, stretch like this. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. So it will strengthen all your tendons which are joined to the joints. Okay, and that will make your muscle strong. Okay, we only talk of muscle strength. Okay, yeah. So now keep like this, just simple flexing and stretching like this. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now this is good for your biceps. Okay. Now keep your hands like this. Okay. Now inhale means you have to lift your core fully. Okay. Inhale like this. Your full core has to be lifted. exhale. Okay, inhale. So this will also help you in your metabolism. Okay, because there is no activity, there are chances that your metabolism becomes very low. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now for your triceps. You can lift your hand like this, both your hands, and then do. Okay. First the right leg, and then your left. Okay, this is good for your clavicle also. Okay, you know where is your clavicle muscle? Right here. And your scapula behind. Okay, it's good for both. Okay, right, just stretch nicely. Left, very simple exercise. Right, left, right, and left. Okay, yes. So, and one more last one, which is good for your, there is a tendon over here, achial heel, and here, okay? When the tendons are strong, your muscles also will become strong. So for that, you have to, like this, okay? One knee down, the other knee like this. Okay, keep your hand like this, and yeah, come up like this, and then inhale, with the weights you have to do. Exhale, okay? Inhale. This is overall good for your whole body. Exhale, because you are involving your whole body. Inhale and exhale. Okay. Now similarly with the other leg. Okay, this is the last exercise. Yeah. Take the leg behind. Yes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay. So please, my request is, please do all the exercises which I have shared with you just now. Physical, how breathing is very important. So physical activity is equally important for our strength. As we know right now, we cannot even go out for a walk. Okay, so the only way is, please fill. If you no need of if you don't have dumbbells also, it's okay. Just fill up the bottle with water and then use them as dumbbells and weights and do this. Okay, and please stay safe and stay happy and do it as a family activity. Please, everyone, do it together. Okay, thank you, sir. I hope I have not exceeded the time. Over to you, Chinmay sir.
Thank you, Saraswati ma'am. Such a effective way of helping the students and everyone over here, that in this situation when we are unable to move out, but very simple exercises, very effective. I'm sure that all the students, parents, and all the members, those who are present here today, they will follow the simple exercises which you have shown here, and it will be quite beneficial. And if possible, let us explain to others. Spreading out the message is more important today.
Yes.
So again, if we can help others also, that will be very good. And for the students, as ma'am explained, that the Brahmi this pranayam, when you do it, it will definitely help your the mind activity, and it will be very helpful for you. Ma'am mentioned one very important point, that respond to stress, but don't react to stress. This is again a very important learning takeaway for everyone from here. If the stress has come, we will try to respond to it. It is not that we will be moving away from there, and that will again be a part of our entire learning process of the life. We had beautiful and presentations today from Dr. Jyotsna Yagnik ma'am, Miss Somdatta ma'am, and Miss Saraswati ma'am. So excellent. I am really thankful to all the speakers for your valuable time and making this session very, very effective. Before we move to something else, can someone tell me that if any questions have come from the audience, so that we can take up the questions, if at all? Because in the chat box, I am unable to check it. If anyone has posted any question in the chat box, or if anyone has a question, they can put their questions in the chat box so that it will be visible, because yes, either Mr. Sachin or Mr. Patives, if you can read out any
Yes.
questions, if it has. Yeah.
Sir,
Any
we are
questions?
not having any questions as such on the chat box, but all students and parents are welcome to ask their queries to the distinguished speakers. If they are having any query, feel free to ask to the speakers.
Yeah.
I
In
have
that
one
case,
question.
yeah, please.
Yeah, sorry, this is Ramesh Prajapati here. So my question is to all the speakers. I have a kid who's doing her engineering education, okay, and she's currently doing her first year. So my question is, like, if this pandemic stay for next 3-4 years, how they're going to perform in the future, because it's a professional study, and after this they will be looking for the job. So how they are going to fight with that thing? Because normally, unless until we interact with the student, with the teacher, with the faculty, with the campus interview which goes on, so how the student will take ahead? Like, what do you suggest for that particular student?
Okay. Dr. Jyotsna, would you like to
Yes, yes.
take this question? Yeah.
See, what you said is very important. But at the same time, I have seen in Adamas and in many other universities where selection, interview, everything is going on online, and it is now new normal. Therefore, we have to accept it as new normal of life. You are right that in some of the field like law, engineering, where clinical education is very important, our children are missing that. But my suggestion to you is, what cannot be cured must be endured. Now, it's not in our control. And I tell you that you will remember me uh, when the right time will come, we'll be collectively able to realize that even these online transactions have also given lot many benefits to our students. As I told you just now, the visual courts have started. In the beginning, there was a lot of objection for virtual courts. Now the virtual court has become new normal, and likelihood is there that the law will pass. So transformation will go on. It will also find out some way, Mr. Prajapati, not to bother much, and be very sure that her appointment, her progress, her promotion, nothing will stop because of pandemic, because world keep on going ahead, so we have not to bother. Only we have to be ready to accept this transformation, this position. And if we do that, I'm more than sure, and I have seen with my own eyes, for last 2 years I must have witnessed 200 students, out of which more than 50% are from engineering field, to get their employment. And the employment is also to work from home, and it is successfully going on, and the package is also very attractive, so don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am. The only question was like, okay, we can think upon the engineering, but what about the medical student? Unless until you go to practical, you do a practical on with your own hand, eyes, you won't be able to make a further improvement, right?
Same is the
So
case for law also, actually. For law also the similar situation. But
yeah,
things will be learned by students themselves, and like water will pave its own way, this
yeah,
situation will also pave its own way, and will have solution during the process of calamities. So don't worry,
yeah.
everything
Got it.
will.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, yes, highly appreciated. Yeah, thank you.
Sir, just
Thank
be
you.
side of your student, like child. That will be my suggestion. Be by her side, because you can understand how much of stress she is facing at this moment. She has had so many dreams, so many things, plannings for herself. So please be by her side. As ma'am said rightly, everything will have some solution. This is the procedure which we are going to follow maybe next 2-3 years. So we have to adjust. Something or the other will be good. So don't worry. Just be by her side.
Yeah,
Don't take
thank you, ma'am.
stress.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
This situation give
Here,
more time to student for their conceptual clarity, which is also very, very important in life.
I think here I would like to add one more point, which Dr. Yagnik and Ms. Somdatta has very rightly explained. Because I'm also in the field of education for the last 33 years. And I can say that the last year when the situation came up, this pandemic, whether it is at the school level or it is the higher education level, everything there was a confusion about this one. There was more a confusion that what is happening, what is the solution. People were trying to find a solution. And today, rather, as sir, you mentioned, Mr. Prajapati, that your child is in engineering, we are moving into a solution-driven system. So problems will be there, solutions will come. So, but this year, what we are experiencing, I'm sharing from my experience as an educator, that the parents and the children, they have adopted this process of the online education in a better way than the last year. The same parents, same children, when they were we were able to try to teach them or connect with them, so they were not very serious about this one. But this year we find that as a teacher, they are understanding the things in a better way, proper way, and that is how it is happening. When we come to the higher education, definitely your concern is very valid, whether the hands-on experience is there or not. Because in till now we have understood that the hands-on experience is very important for the learning process. But as Yagnik madam mentioned, that the virtual platform is also getting very strong. For engineering, at least I can say that a lot of platforms are getting here, which is backed with your artificial intelligence, where the systems operations are visible. But medical science, truly, unless it is happening that a child experience everything of this one in the labs and other things, how effective. But definitely, I'm sure that the things will be coming up in that way. Thank you, Mr. Prajapati, for putting up a very valid and interesting question, of which is a concern, and which Somdatta ma'am also mentioned over there. We have to understand that the children are also experiencing that type of things in their mind, that I am going to study engineering, medical, law, or any profession. So how my proficiency is going to be tested there? So these are the questions which the children are facing in deeper way, and we must try to be there with them and try to help you all. Thank you for the speakers
Yes,
for your wonderful
thank you very much.
answers. Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions? It is becoming very interesting when you have some questions over here. Yes, from the students also. I hope all the students are doing their studies properly. And for a piece of word for the children, you have to learn with your flexibility. You have the flexibility. So enjoy the flexibility today, which you are getting it today. So you should not be regimented that this is how I have to learn, this is how it is there. Probably you are going through that beautiful part of the transformation in the educational system which is happening, which is giving a lot of opportunity to be as a student to be flexible, as a college or as a school to be flexible. You know that this time the 10th board examinations are not happening. I'm not going into merit or demerit, but some other solutions are emerging. We are not sure what is going to happen for 12th, especially with the CBSE and the ICSE. So still we are waiting. So the things are changing. So it is a situation which is happening. And if this system is found to be better than the past, so I think as a student, as a parent, as an educationist, everyone will be interested to continue with the new changes which is happening. Because the reading says that in another 4 years, the courses which are going to be offered in the universities and the colleges, those are going to be redundant. So the traditional way of learning is going to be outdated, and it is going to be backed with a lot of your artificial intelligence, data scientists, machine learning. This type of courses are coming. So whether history also, it will have a machine learning or an artificial intelligence into there. So for that, one need not be a computer expert, but they have to be understand that the technology is giving us the space to drive our learning fast. So that is how I am sure that the children, they will be enjoying their studies, enjoy the flexibility, enjoy the stress. And as I mentioned at the beginning, again, I will say that one, be a creative one. Creativity is required. You have a lot of potential, immense potential. You have billions of neurons in your brain and the mind. So get them activated, be creative, whichever the field you'd like it, whichever the field. So I'm not saying that you have to prove yourself the best, but at least you make you satisfied that yes, I have studied properly for my will, my satisfaction, and this will help me to progress in my life, and probably this will be a leading factor in my careers also. So these are the important things which every child, every parent has to take over. And for that, you have very supportive parents, you have very good teachers, and you have other platforms like, suppose you are taking a coaching over here in Vidyatham or Ed Universe, the experts, they are giving you extra help, extra guidance, but ultimately the result will be yours. So efforts will be given by you. All people, those who are around you, they will help you. They are facilitators. They will facilitate you to shine yourself in your life. So you have to decide, don't take the stress, be in the eustress mode, don't go for de-stress, and enjoy your life very nicely. Pandemic is there, pandemic will be there. The research says that pandemic is not going to, it is not going to fade away completely. Some element of pandemic will be there, let it be there, but we will be here to see that we fight with our, in a very resilient mode, and we want to overcome the situation. Be happy, be safe, be healthy, and be a good citizen of the country, be a good child of your parent, and be a good friend of the friends, those who may be requiring your help, your support. Talk to them, motivate them, and that will ease out a lot of stress. So if we don't have any other questions, so I will request Mr. Prativesh to take over,
Yes.
and we can come to the conclusion. We had a beautiful audience of almost 90 participants here, and we have spent a very valuable and quality discussion that I must share, because whenever I come across students, I always enjoy. So whether it is in the virtual mode or the physical mode, so that is a pleasure for us all as a teacher, that when we see students here, so when I met these students, they may be new to me, but they are always good students for me. So a
Sir,
lot
we
of
have,
blessings to all the students.
sorry to interrupt, sir, but
Yeah.
we are having another question on the chat. So
Okay, fine, sure.
just quickly we can look at this.
Haha.
So
Sure.
Sarang Agarwal is asking, during studies, eyes are the main source of focus, but in online learning, this increases screen time. Any suggestion to stress in eyes? So
Somdatta bhai, would you like to come up for
Sir, once
this
again,
one?
can you just repeat the
yes,
question?
yes, ma'am. So the student is asking about the eyes are the main source of focus, but in online learning, there is stress on eyes because of the increased screen time. So any suggestions to reduce that kind of stress, the stress on eyes?
Actually, this is a very difficult situation. As we all know, we were talking about screen time because it has increased. And I think ma'am will be helping us with this, because we can have some good exercises. Like,
Yes.
when we are not, it's always good if we can relax our eyes and mind. I think ma'am can give some suggestions better than me in this, for this question. So
Yes.
please, ma'am, if you can just give them some good eye exercises for us.
I'll just show you a few eye exercises.
We will also we also
Yes,
need
for everyone actually.
in front of the laptop.
Yeah, so I will just show you a few exercises for that. So you can just you can open your eyes and just move your eyeballs right and left. Okay, straight, right, left, right, left, like that. You can move your eyeballs and then up and down like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and the other exercises, you can just keep your thumb in just line with your nose, and then keep staring at the tip of the thumb. Okay, you can just stare at the tip of the thumb I think all students can do with us. Okay. Yeah, the students can do. Yeah. Stare at the tip of the thumb. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you should not move your eyes. Huh? Without moving your eyes, take this up. Without raising your head, only keeping your eye contact with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now slowly bring it down. Don't move your eye from that thumb. Yes. And just look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, if your eyes are watering, let it water. That's a very good way of cleansing it. And bring it very close to the nose. And keep staring here at the tip of the thumb. Okay, 4 and 5. See, by now your eyes would have started watering. Okay. If you have seen it, done it correctly, and let it water, that's the best way of cleansing itself, and your eyes can calm down. Okay? The other ways, just close your eyes to calm down all these nerves. Close your eyes and cover both your eyes with the palms like this. Yes, like this you can cover. And stare at the darkness inside. Whatever darkness is inside, you just stare in the darkness. Okay, this will give you a soothing effect for your eyes. Yes, slowly, first close your eyes and then remove your palms. And then you can very gently open your eyes. Okay? Suddenly don't open your eyes to the light. Okay, these are the 2-3 exercises which you can do. You can do it in the morning before sitting in front of the screen, and also in the evening after your eyes are very tired. And one important exercise which I wanted to show, it's not an exercise, they are called mudras actually. Our main idea is we want to stimulate these cranial nerves, okay? Because there is a carotid artery over here. So when that artery, if you stimulate, you can send the blood supply upwards to your head. So the moment, if it reaches to your head, all your sense organs will be well oxygenated. It will get well oxygenated blood. So for that, 3 things are there. So you have to touch your tongue like this on the upper palate and open your mouth. Okay, children, you all can do with me. Okay, if it's comfortable, you do with me. Touch your tongue like this and open your mouth wide. And close it. You have to keep it for at least 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. And the other one is like a lion, you have to roll. See, we want to stimulate this carotid artery, which is over here. Okay, then only it will pull the blood upwards. Okay, like a lion, you have to roll. Children, you will enjoy this. You can do this, especially after class. If you make them do now, the children are very tired, no? Their face becomes very dull and, they don't feel like doing anything. Oh, I don't want to do anything. So when the blood goes upwards to this region, they become active. Okay, so you can roar like a lion like this. Keep your hands and roar like a lion. Like this. Then slowly you have to release. Okay, you have to keep each of these for at least 10 seconds. Okay, you have to press this area. So even your thyroid, parathyroid gland also, because of stress, the first thing, this thyroid secretion gets affected. So that also it will improve, thyroid secretion. Okay, this one. And the third one is, just keep your hands like this. These 3 are Mukha Mudras. Okay, keep your back straight. Just turn your head in all 4 directions. So that's why we call it as Brahma Mudra, because in 4 directions we are turning. So slowly turn your head to your right. Now, when you do this, the right side of your chest will get affected. Your heart will get a gentle massage. Okay? Then slowly turn your head to your left. Keep it for some time. Again, open your eyes. Raise your head. Point your chin to the ceiling. Again, open your eyes. Look in the front and press your chin against this. And slowly and gently open your eyes. Okay. So these eye exercise and this 3 mudras, Jibha Bandha, Siha Mudra and Brahma Mudra. These 3 things you have to do to improve your blood supply towards your head, towards your face. So this is all I had to say. Over to you, sir. Chinmay sir. Or no, Parthivesh sir, no? Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And over to Prathivesh, sir.
Yeah, Prathivesh sir.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So before winding up today's session, I will take this opportunity to express gratitude and thanks on behalf of EdUniverse, EduSolutions and Vidyartham. It has been a wonderful evening and such fantastic thoughts, such fantastic ideas, wisdom that so esteemed panelist members have shared with us. I'm pretty sure that students are going to learn, even parents and all the participants are going to implement these things into their lifestyles and will be benefited on a huge scale. So Jyotsna ma'am, you were so powerful and so heartfelt address that you have given. It was so inspiring that I would like to tell my students personally that you should keep positive attitude, which you talked about, and accept whatever is happening and keep fighting for what we can change. So that was pretty mesmerizing. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Then Somdatta ma'am, your professional expertise and your awareness about mental health that you have spread among my students and parents and even all the participants, it will be very helpful to manage the stress that we are facing during these times of pandemic. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. And Saraswati ma'am, it is always a great pleasure to interact with you. And it is the ideas that you share are so simple and yet so deep that if we implement it in a consistent and proper manner, then we'll never have to go to a hospital or even for someone for any other help. So thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot for becoming a part of this session today as well. So, and most importantly, Mr. Chinmay Palit sir, you have been a great inspiration. I've been listening to you and you are, so Mr. Chinmay is addressing us all the way from Varanasi, which happens to be the place of my alma mater as well, IIT BHU. So I have a
great
with that place. And Chinmay sir, the way you have conducted and moderated the session today, it was so skillful. And that was just an aspect of your today's address. The wisdom that you have shared with all the participants, especially students and parents, will be with them for a very long time in the coming future. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And
thank you. Thank you.
Finally, I would like to thank all the students and parents who have taken their time for joining this session. Thank you all. And I'm pretty sure that you have learned something today and you will be very happy to follow these guidelines given by the expert panelists for a long time of period in your life. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you all for again coming to join with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye. We will
thank you. Bye. Bye.
Now.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.